nuovo, un numero sconosciuto.
Gli dissi: Stefano, ti va di intraprendere con me lo spirito imprenditoriale?
Sai che c'è? Io ci provo.
Anche lui lavorava nella multinazionale da cui venivo io, no? Ci stava stretto questa comfort zone.
Forse è l'occasione che aspettavo.
C'era un'affinità elettiva, c'era qualcosa che lui voleva e che io volevo e che insieme avremmo potuto portarci a casa assieme.
Quando l'ho detto a mia mamma, è rimasta lì un attimo in silenzio, mi ha guardato e mi fa: Tite sei matt, le mie al momento. Non era il momento, però sono 27 anni che siamo in ballo. Quindi il momento probabilmente te lo devi costruire tu. Con un po' di lucida follia devi cercartelo il momento e devi crederci.
Io ho spirito d'avventura e lui il coraggio di seguirmi. E quindi io sono l'esploratore. Lui è, diciamo così, il punto su cui tornare. Siamo complementari in questo senso, la curiosità, l'intelligenza, eccetera, diciamo così, la pasta, la qualità del legno che abbiamo sempre condiviso.
Faccio sempre l'esempio del mio gatto, no? Che comunque sia, lui è paurosissimo, però se c'è una cosa lui deve andare a vederla. Lui piano piano si avvicina, però lui deve curiosare, deve vedere che cos'è. Poi magari al primo rumore scappa, però è un po', diciamo, quello che mi ha sempre guidato. La curiosità ti porta ad andare a vedere la cosa che non c'è.
Vedo una cosa strana, la vado a cercare, non mi capita, non me ne sto mai sulla strada maestra. Anche quando vado in moto non si sa dove si va, non si sa quando si ritorna.
È chiaro che se tu cerchi di vedere subito tutti i problemi non partirai mai.
Quello che ti porti a casa è l'imprevisto. Parecchi miei amici vogliono venire con me perché succede sempre qualcosa, no? Che bella quella volta che è successo che si è rotta la moto e siamo rimasti sotto le stelle e abbiamo dovuto dormire sotto la moto. Sento bollire il sangue, no? Sento che lì c'è qualche cosa di energia. Ecco, forse energia è la cosa che vado cercando. Lo spirito di avventura è quello che mi è rimasto.
company is to provide European and especially Italian design services to Chinese and international clients. The connection with the Italian and European culture is very important for us. D2P has got many years of experiences in several industries like electrical appliances, furniture, sport and fitness, baby care, and so on. That's why our team of designers are mostly based in Italy.
Hola, ¿cómo están? Mucho gusto estar con ustedes nuevamente. Mi nombre es Jimmy Apolo. Y hagamos esto un poquito diferente debido al hecho de que tuvimos una percance. And today I actually started speaking in Spanish. It's both for our Spanish and American audience. So let's go with both questions. Si tienen preguntas en español, pueden preguntar en español. So in English or Spanish, whichever one you like. So the reason for this is to actually make this more of a talk between everybody, between the community and whoever's with us, and to actually help us out so we can help you guys out so we can answer some of those questions that you have. And also to have a little bit of a chat together. So anybody who is on Instagram or whoever is on YouTube watching, just go ahead and type your question onto the chat and we'll be able to answer. If not, I'm gonna answer some other questions that have been made about the contest and about design in general. It's more of generalistic questions of talks. And yeah, one of the persons that is with us that asks questions will be able to get that 50% off. It's a matter of just choosing one of the people that are asking questions on the chat. Also, if you can share this, it would be really helpful for everybody so that everybody can get informed a little bit more. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. I think one of the first questions that we're going to answer is what sort of 3D modeling, and this is sort of generalistic questions about design and questions that a lot of people ask about design. So what sort of 3D modeling softwares are the best? And I think it's very difficult and very complex answer to choose sort of a best software. But I think more than learning a software, I think the best thing to learn would be something like the best style or the best type of software, the best type of path. For example, in surface modeling, you can like create things that are very soft and curvy and direct, but there's also other things like parametric modeling where you can actually create sort of more boxy shapes and shapes that are more direct, more, I don't know how to put it, without many curves. So the idea is to learn these sort of two styles. Surface modeling, go towards class A surface modeling, or go towards parametric modeling in the sense of more basic and more direct, using boxes, shapes to create these sort of forms. Of course, both of them interject and you can use both of them to do that. And that means using software like parametric side, you can use software like Fusion or SolidWorks or Inventor But going on to the side of surface modeling, there's also software that are very good, CATIA, and there is Rhino, which is a very common type of software. Yeah. So if anybody else has any questions, please do go ahead and put them up. We are giving away that 50% for whoever is there and whoever is actually joining us today. I know tomorrow there'll be a lot more people joining into for the Felipe's talk. This is more of a quick Q&A with everybody. With Felipe's talk is going to be a more broader audience due to this whole interaction with an actual designer, with an actual person working at IDES also, that will be able to answer even more further questions. So yeah. The next thing that we have to answer would be something sort of how do I approach design process for new products or systems? These questions, by the way, are coming from people on the groups and on the chat, so we're sort of answering these questions as they go. My process, I think I follow a lot of the process of using the new product development method that allows for people to actually work more direct with the actual product. So it's part of an ideation process and then direct into creating and manufacturing things. So other than that, I think that sort of process allows for the ideation phase to be bigger and broader rather than just staying there quickly and continue testing out. I think the new product development method combined with other types of sort of methodologies allows you to be more versatile in the way that you create products. So we have one quick question here is, do you think there is a best way to organize a tree feature and mates in assembly? Yes, I think that it's a very interesting question, very direct to what the tree is. The tree is sort of your history in the actual software, in the actual parametric software, and the organizing these sort of features is usually from the most complex towards the more easy. We want to leave things like radiuses and all these other things, fillets towards the end. So this allows you to have your actual 3D model being lighter, not worrying so much about the details, but rather leave those details towards the end. Again, please do ask your questions, as the more questions we have, the more people that we'll be able to choose from to give them this 50% discount. You can go ahead and put your questions, whether it be on Instagram or on YouTube. This way, we'll be able to select one person that will actually be will be getting this 50% discount. Apart from that, let's continue with another question here. So how do you think that AI is influencing design? So AI is a big hot topic right now, and I think there's a lot of fear around what AI is and what AI can do for the future. A lot of designers are extremely happy to use it and very joyful to implement these sort of new technologies into their designs. But there are also other designers who are very scared of them taking our jobs. I don't think that design is ever going to take AI is going to ever take over our jobs in that sense, at least not for now, because of two reasons. Because number one, we as humans understand other humans, and the ability of us being able to create sort of things that are specific for us, that are specific for our needs, I think it's very important. And the second thing is that yes, AI has come a long way, and I think that AI is going to help us a lot with the manufacturing side. For example, in the engineering side, there's a lot of rules and there's a lot of things that must be defined. Those things, those sort of assists, are going to be big on the actual side of using AI. Of course, on the creative side, there is this whole image generation and image generators that are coming out and that are extremely good and are extremely fast, each day even more. But as the time moves forward, we're going to see that we are the selectors. We are still the ones that are going to make these choices, whether we are actually deciding and defining what AI to use and how to use these AIs. My recommendation is use AI as not just a tool for sort of creating everything, but rather create a base idea. So sort of like create a gallery of images and ideas that you can use to be able to pick and choose which part of your idea. I think that that's the best way to choose to use AI. Again, if you have any questions, please do write them down. About the contest, we are going to be defining this person who is using 50%, and if not, then we'll be able to give out the 50% later on. These sort of Q&A questions or sort of talks that we're going to have here in a bit more of a relaxed way. It's more than anything to be able to answer those doubts that people have and that people are doubtful about the contest. One of the questions that we had in the past few days is what exactly are the 3 categories for the contest? So a little bit of the background of how this whole thing started, and it was to actually create this sort of opportunities from the industry, and the categories came from there, directly from the industry, in the sense of like, we want to be able to make these sort of opportunities and creating these categories: the nautical lifestyle, the workwear fashion, and of course the other one allows us to show or to give a more broader experience to every one of the students of design, including people from the fashion side and people from the manufacturing side and people that like to do other different type of things. So gathering all these 3 places is where we arrived to having these 3 categories. Yeah, other than that, let's move on to our next question. Here is what sort of strategies do you use to ensure a product meets safety standards? Okay, so this is a very interesting one. I think safety standards and standards are based on certifications, whether it would be CE or FCC certifications. Usually the certifications are gotten from the factory. So each time you go to a factory to get your product ready to be manufactured, or whether you're talking already with a factory, it's about that. It's about getting those certifications from the factory itself. Let me see here, the next question. What methods do you use to research user needs and preferences? Methodology for research, there's tons of them out there. I think the ones that we use when we work in design, we use a lot of these agile methodologies, including trying to, like I said earlier, the new product development method, which sort of allows you and to use this methodology to ideate quicker. the biggest thing sort of that we're using is applications like Miro that allow you to whiteboard sort of ideas and be able to do these sort of mind maps that create a quick and easy overview of the actual project and idea. So overall, that using sort of this sort of research with via mind maps and understanding and trying to get a basic idea. Yeah, so again, if you have any questions, please do write them down. We will be selecting somebody from this live. If not, it's going to be a short one. It's not going to be a very long one. It's more to actually have the people know that tomorrow's talk will be with Felipe at 7 p.m. at 19 hours CT, Central European time. In Latin America and Ecuador is going to be at 1 p.m. Local time over there. Other than that, yeah, let me choose one more question here. Let's see here. What are the latest trends in materials and processes? The latest trends in material and processes is very, it's a broad topic again, but I think that right now there's a lot of emphasis on biomaterials, having these sort of materials that are recyclable. But one of the biggest experiences that I've had is that don't be afraid of plastics, of traditional plastic like ABS, PCB, and all these plastics, because a lot of them are actually highly recyclable. We have arrived in a time where using plastics is not such a bad thing as people might think about. Yes, there are a lot of these one-time use plastics that end up in landfills or end up worse on the sea, injuring animals, but the majority or the big part of plastics are actually recycled, and a lot of companies are actually using products that are recyclable, that are recycled already, using these materials as their base for their products. Let me see if we have any more questions. Here, let's see here. By the way, guys, I see some people are joining in on YouTube, and also on Instagram we have a few people. Okay, but if you have any questions, yes, please do leave your question, and we'll be choosing that one person to get the 50% discount later on. We won't take that long, maybe 5 more minutes or maybe a few more questions here, and if not, we'll choose the other persons at another time. How do you handle feedback from clients or stakeholders? So client feedback or client feedback directly it's difficult to say, because sometimes the client knows exactly what he's talking about. A lot of the times, if they are engineers, if they have a background in design, or they have manufactured a lot of products, they do tend to know what they're talking about. But if the client has no idea, then we have to sort of guide them and make them understand what is good and what is bad, or the reasons why they're good and the reasons why they're bad. And it's sort of a tug of war type of deal, where we sort of have to give in a little bit and then also let go a little bit. We have to win some and lose some to be able to deal with clients, and allowing them to feel respected and allowing them to feel like they are still in control is the important part of actually dealing with clients, and having those clients be involved in this actual part of this the process. Sometimes we can give them a little parts, for example, allowing for measurements to be a bit bigger, even though we know that it might not be correct. But in the end, you have to guide the client to know what's better for them. Let me see here. Okay. Yeah. So as we can see that not a lot of more people are joining in, I guess we'll close the live here. Unfortunately for the people that weren't able to join in, we'll be able to give away that 50% at a later stage. So again, thank you so much for joining. And tomorrow we will be with Felipe, and hopefully we'll be getting a lot more insight into what it's like to work in a place like IDES. Thank you so much.